What's up everyone, this is Bobby Douglas and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about NBA draft sleepers for the 2020 class. But before I tell you the players who I believe to be the biggest sleepers in this draft, I think it's important for me to explain my definition of a sleeper for the purposes of this video. Basically, I only have one major qualification for the sleepers mentioned in today's video. Each sleeper must be outside the top 30 on 4 out of 5 prominent big boards from across the industry. The 5 big boards I took a look at belong to Mike Schmitz and Jonathan Givony at ESPN, Kevin O'Connor of The Ringer, Sam Vecenie of The Athletic, Jonathan Wasserman of Bleacher Report, and Kyle Boone of CBS Sports. Regardless of your thoughts on any of these individual boards, I think these 5 compiled together provide a decent sense of where prospects are ranked within the general consensus. So, it's important to realize that these aren't your typical mid to late first round sleepers that analysts often refer to. These are second round and beyond guys who I believe have a very good chance at sticking in the NBA. So with my methods established, here are 5 sleepers in the 2020 NBA draft that you guys should keep your eye on. My first sleeper in this class is Creighton guard Ty-Shon Alexander. Here you can see where he stacks up on all big boards I looked at, with his highest ranking coming from Kevin O'Connor at 32nd, and his lowest coming from ESPN at 81. I like Alexander primarily because of his scoring versatility. He's knocked down from three-point range as he hit 40% from the outside, and he also has the ability to penetrate and consistently find the basket with floaters and layups. He was a key cog in a very fluid Creighton offense, averaging 16.9 points a game on 59.2% true shooting. He also emerged this season as Creighton's best perimeter defender, consistently drawing tough assignments in the Big East like Myles Powell and Marcus Howard. NBA scouts are skeptical of his potential defensive impact at the next level due to his size, but at 6'4" with a positive wingspan, I don't see it being much of an issue. With his scoring ability and his defensive stability, I find it very likely that Alexander finds himself on an NBA roster come next season. The next sleeper on my board is St. Mary's wing Malik Fitts, and if you listen to my appearance on Knocking on Hardwood, you know how much I like this guy. I see him as a top 30 prospect in the class, but I am the strong, and I mean strong, outlier here. Out of the 5 boards I looked at, the highest anyone had Fitts was 60th, or just sneaking into the second round. So why do I like Fitts so much? Well, I think he's a phenomenal downhill driver. His acceleration going towards the basket is really striking for someone with his 6'8", 230-pound frame. He also averaged 16.5 points and 7 rebounds a game, while hitting upwards of 47% of his shots, including 41% from 3. He also has the athletic pop to survive in the NBA, as evidenced by these blocks and dunks that you see here. On the defensive end, Fitts does need to become more engaged and lighter on his feet, but I do think his frame suggests that he can have a solid impact. While his jump shot is a bit unorthodox and he tends to get tunnel vision when driving, I just have a really hard time believing that someone with his combination of size, skill, and athleticism doesn't become a solid NBA role player, especially considering his positional archetype is one of the most desirable in basketball today. Next on my list is Gonzaga's Killian Tillie, and I may be cheating here because there really is no way this guy would be this low if it weren't for the injuries that plagued him over his Gonzaga career. As a junior, Tillie missed 8 weeks due to a stress fracture on his ankle, and never really looked 100% in the 15 games he ended up playing. His senior year, he missed 9 games, and while he looked good in the 24 he played, averaging 13.6 points and 5 rebounds a game on 63% true shooting, scouts worry about how his health will hold up. Still, I think Tillie is worth the risk because of a skill set that is tailor-made for the NBA. As a 6'10", 220-pound forward, Tillie's skills are very eye-popping. He has an extremely deft scoring touch, as evidenced by his 40% three-point shooting clip, and his assist numbers don't do justice to how good of a passer Tillie is, as you will often see him making smooth reads in the high-low game and quick decisions out of the post. These quick reactions carry over to the defensive side of the ball, where he is very instinctual and almost always in the right position. His light feet allow him to be a solid perimeter defender while also providing adequate rim protection. With such a versatile game, I really like Tillie moving forward as an NBA prospect, and so do most of the big boards I looked at, as Tillie was ranked in the top 40 in 3 out of the 5. Coming in as my next sleeper is Louisville wing Jordan Nwora. With a 6'7", 225-pound frame, I like Nwora as an impact shooter at the NBA level. He averaged 18 points a game last year while also knocking down 40.2% of his shots from 3, and he was a solid rebounder for his position, grabbing close to 8 per game. But for me, Nwora fits in perfectly with any team because of that ability to shoot. Not only is he a good standstill shooter, but he's also great at getting his shot off in a variety of ways. He can shoot well off movement, off screens, and off the dribble, and that's where I think he has potential to be a bit more versatile than your average run-of-the-mill three-point sniper. Defensively, Nwora does have room to grow. He has slow feet and he doesn't always look engaged, but the upside of his frame is still meaningful, With the emphasis on wing play and shooting in the modern NBA, I have a really hard time believing Nwora doesn't find himself contributing to an NBA roster in the very near future. My final sleeper, and the one I'm probably most excited about, is Jay Scrubb. Scrubb spent the last 2 seasons playing at the junior college level, playing for John A. Logan College in Carterville, Illinois, winning JUCO Player of the Year this past season. A 6'6" swingman boasting an impressive 6'9" wingspan, Scrubb averaged 22 points a game, 6.8 rebounds a game, and 2.7 assists per game on 50.1% shooting and 33% from 3. A gifted athlete, Scrubb has great verticality and quickness that should translate immediately to the NBA level. He's a solid driver and finishes around the rim very well. While not a super accurate three-point shooter at this stage in his development, I think he's shown enough of a jumper to stick in the NBA. Scrubb's jump shot is extremely fluid and he has no trouble shooting off the dribble, which I think is a very valuable skill to have in the modern NBA. As seen by this shot chart, Scrubb knocked down a blistering 47% of his three-point attempts above the break during the final 18 games of the season, and I think his form and his free throw indicators are good enough to suggest that he will keep getting better as a shooter. We also must keep in mind that his shot selection could be erratic at times, possibly contributing to a lower percentage. Scrubb does have the reputation of being a disengaged defender, but from what I saw of him at Logan, he seemed pretty viable on that end, so I'm not as concerned as others seem to be. With his athletic profile, there's no reason to doubt that he would be at least an average defender once he enters the NBA. While there are some question marks about Scrubb, for example, he got suspended at Logan this past year, and he maybe should have gone to Louisville for a year to work on his development before entering the NBA draft, I still buy the upside, and I see him as a first-round talent on my board. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as that really helps me out. If you have any positive or negative thoughts on the video, go ahead and comment below, as I love having a dialogue with all you guys and I respond to every comment I receive. With that said, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.